You join us at the classic car auctions, historic car auctions today. So we have come to look at some of the cars. So just do a pan around, George, show everyone. We are stood in the middle of a load of classic cars. Now we can't review them all, but we are going to pick a few cars to have a look at. We'll have some Land Rovers, but we're going to start with 3 coupes, 3 sports cars, all 6-cylinder from the 60s, 70s and 80s, all about 150 brake horsepower. The first one, and we're going to do this whole video in year order. So we're starting in 1966. Let's go back to 1966 and look at the Austin Healey. So we're back in 1966 when England won the World Cup, and this was the sports car of choice. Now, I picked this one because it's quite topical at the moment. If you've been watching the Gentleman series on Netflix, the guy there that's an aristocrat, he drives one of these, and this is the epitome of British sports car design. We've got this in old English white classic colour. Check out the chrome. So this is the Austin Healey 3-litre Mark III, and we'll have a look under the bonnet in a minute. But check out traditional chrome bumpers. This is the proper job. We've got wire wheels. We've got the red trimmed bucket seat interior. We've got the wood rimmed steering wheel, the multi-litre style, all chrome fixings. Look, we've got loads of dials here. We've got rev counter, speedo, oil pressure, temperature, fuel. Ah, this is lush. I don't know what sound you'd get out of the speaker grill in the middle here. Just love this. This is just time warp. Check out the walnut dashboard. Okay, look, you've got no stalks here. You've just got the indicator on here. Classic old school. Gosh, where is the handbrake? Handbrake concealed down here. Center console. This is lush. This is the epitome of British driving. I don't think you're going to get many people in the back here, and you've only got the sort of lap seat belts. Monza quick release fuel cap. Look, for a quick refuel on the go. Click down. You're not going to get your golf clubs in the back here. Well, you're going to struggle. Here we go. We've got the battery in the back, which helps with weight distribution. You've got some totally classic lines here where it curves down. You've got a little chrome accent, and you've got the bulge over the rear wheel. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning. And if you compare it to the much more expensive Jaguar next door, you've got similar lines where it comes down and then hoops over. But this is cheaper than the Jaguar. But this is still a powerful car. We've got 150 brake horsepower, 6-cylinder engine. Let's take a look underneath the hood. So we've got a 6-cylinder straight 6 engine with twin SU carbs, giving 150 brake horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of about 9.2 seconds, I believe. So there we go. This is the first of our sports cars here. The guide price today is £38,000 to £44,000. And it is in really nice nick. It's had a sports aluminium cylinder head fitted. The bonnet's quite small, isn't it? Getting all that in there is quite tricky with that bonnet. Right, next we're going to teleport forward just 4 years to 1970 to look at our next British 6-cylinder sports car. Now arrived at 1970, 4 years forward, and we are with the Triumph TR6. So in 1970, the first Concords were just starting to fly. So a really exciting age. So let's check out this car. So this is a 6-cylinder, 2.5 litre. We'll have a look under the bonnet in a minute. But again, about 150 brake horsepower. We've got classic Minilite alloys. This one's a convertible as well, so we've got chrome bumpers again. More angular lines. Now the TR6 was a great success for Triumph. They sold 90% of these were exported around the world, so a very popular sports car, especially in the USA. Let's jump in. Look at that. So again, it's much like the Austin Healey. You're nearly sitting on the rear axle, and you get that great feeling when you're driving. I used to have an MG Midget, and it feels like the front is swinging away from you when you turn. It's absolutely awesome. Again, we've got a multi-litre wood rim steering. We've got the rev counter. We've got all the dials going on the walnut dashboard. Very, very similar to the bigger Austin Healey. I'm not sure about the carbon fibre, slightly wobbly gear knob, but yeah, not sure about that one. But yeah, this is classic. You haven't got the center console. It's a much more compact car than the Austin Healey. Now this car is quite interesting. So the lady that owned this drove it as a daily drive, but in 2006, it went in for some repairs, and I think the repairs got a little bit out of hand because they ran into a bill of £26,000. They've stiffened the chassis, they've uprated the engine, it's gone from the 150 to the 180 brake horsepower, and we'll pop the bonnet and there's a lot going on under there. So this is a great car. Now we've looked at the MOT history, and in 2006 when it restored, the mileage was pretty much the same as it is now, which is 67,000 miles. If you look on the DVLA MOT history, it had about 66,000 miles in 2006 when it was restored. So this one is for sale with no reserve. So before we look under the bonnet, let's probably guess the price. What do we think this will sell for? There are some nice ones on eBay for around 22,000. If this goes for less than 15,000, this is a bargain. And this is one I think I might put a bid on in this one. Yeah, this is definitely, they've spent all the money on it. It's all right, the steering's all tight. Let's check out under the bonnet. Check out the funky graphics. Now, whether that's a thing or whether that was a Triumph thing, I'm not sure, but it looks quite cool. It's a sort of variation on the stripe theme. Right, here we go. This is where it's all happening. So this is where all the money has been spent. So this has been really modernized. So it's a bit of a retro mod. But does that increase its value or decrease its value? It's now not a pure original car. But look here. So normally you'd have had twin SU cubs. We have got 3 Weber cubs. That is just awesome. That must make a hell of a noise. There's hardly room to get air filters on here. So this has got, it's got the Kenlo electric fan added, I can see. This has had loads of uprated. It's got uprated suspension. I think it's even got an uprated limited slip rear diff. So this has really had all the money spent on it. And this would be one to get a test drive in. This is absolutely awesome. The bodywork looks great. So what do you think it's going to sell for? Right, let's put the bonnet down. Bonnet's opening that way. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? It's like the E-Type. Look, we've just come to an E-Type. Maybe they were trying to emulate the E-Type. This one clearly needs putting back together, but it's nearly all there. Right, let's jump forward a few more years now. Jump to 1973, and we're going to look at something from the Orient. Let's go. Right, this is really interesting. So this is a Datsun 240Z. Now my mate used to have one of these at college, so it's a car I sort of grew up with and appreciated when they weren't really an appreciated thing. So, and this one's actually the Samurai Special Edition, which is one of only 177 made. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. But basically, Datsun, Nissan as they became, wanted to get into the sports car market, and they wanted to be taken seriously. So they produced this car, and it is an absolutely awesome sports coupe. Now, again, like our last 2 cars, this is a 6-cylinder, 150 brake horsepower in standard spec, not in Samurai spec. And check this out, it's got the great big lines. It's really a bit Mustang, a bit Ferrari. It's got just absolutely classic. And in many, at the time, it was sort of viewed as a car that was copying other cars, perhaps taking styling cues. But now it's an absolute design icon. And it's obviously led on to the 240Z, the 260Z, the 300, the 360. And now they've got a new 400Z out. And George is telling me that looks like it's got its styling taken from this car. Now, bear in mind, we were looking at the Austin Healey, and that was only 7 years before this car. Now, look how modern this car looks for 1973. It is just absolutely, it's almost got Dukes of Hazzard vibes going on. This is absolutely awesome. But we'll have a look under the bonnet. But remember, in 1973, we've got the oil crisis hitting and stuff, and big cars might not be the thing to have. And we'll look at our next car, but let's check out a bit more. Let's have a look at the inside and jump under the bonnet, and we'll talk about values too. Oh, so you feel like you are in a supercar. Look at this dash molded. So you've got like this pod effect, like a race car. It is time warp. It is taking. You've got a sunroof in here as well. You've got no rear seats. Don't worry about that. Let's just have it for the 2-seater. This is absolutely classic. This would be, it's a bit plasticky, but that's part of its attraction. Oh, this is lush. And the dished steering wheel. The gear knob doesn't look everything. What is it with people's knobs today? They don't look quite right. What have we got? Look at this choke. Let's max up the choke, boys. Bush. Bit floppy on the choke. Look at that. Right, let's pop the bonnet. check out, I think this is 2.4 litre. I think that's where the 240Z comes from. Do you know, some people called it the 24 ounce, which reminds me, that's probably where you put the 7E10. So do you get that, why they called it the 24 ounce? 24 OZ, 24 ounce. You see, that was a little joke of the day. Right, so the Samurai had these triple twin choke Webers, like we've just seen on the TR6. Ultra cool modification for the day. So this is awesome. Again, straight 6-cylinder engine. So hopefully you've enjoyed that price. Now the guide price on this, these are getting really collectible now. These 24 ounce cars are getting really popular. And the guide on this, remind me, George, it's like 52,000. I'll put the price on the screen now. We can actually look, because I'm recording this before the auction, I will put on the screen of each what they sold for, so you can play along. Guess what you think this is going to go for? Right then. But interestingly, this is a newcomer. This is the Japanese car makers getting serious. I was just saying, this is really the start of all the Nissan Skyline and the whole JDM drift car movement. It was born here. This is where it all started from, and you can see the culture starting to come through. I think it's absolutely iconic car. So, right, now I'll have a look at something slightly different. We've got an oil crisis, petrol's getting expensive. Let's go to something a little more economic. Yes, it's a Citroen 2CV, a car I know nothing about, or until I tried to read up a bit last night. So apparently they sold 3.8 million of these. They started production after the war, and it really had a clear objective to get motoring to the masses. And it was a very minimalist design, and we'll see, it's very minimalist. Jerry McGovern might think he's got minimalism nailed with his latest Range Rovers, but believe you me, this Badger's got minimalism off to a T. Right, so it's got 32 brake horsepower. So this is 1983. It's like 602 cc. And apparently they could do up to 90 miles per gallon. So although this design goes back to just post-war, this was for sale in 1983. And this is a special edition Charleston one in this very fetching yellow. Is it just me, or is that a headlight pointing in some crazy direction? I don't know. Right,
looks like you, mate.
Looks like, yes, it's my soulmate. Maybe we should bid on this. But thanks for that, pointing out my eyes are wonky, George. No one spotted that until you said. Right, look at this. Right, these, I know nothing. Like, the doors are just like pads of steel, look. But apparently they were designed with headroom, so the French, when they were going to church, they could fit in with their hats on, apparently. But look, they're all convertible. Look, when you get in, you think the thing's going to fall over. Look, check this out. Look, we haven't got wind-up mirrors, wind-up windows. Look, everything is. Look, is that how you close the door? This is minimalism. At this, what does this do even, Joy? Oh, look, that's the door opener. Look, it's just got a sheet of card there. That's the sill. Whoa, look. Why have two spokes when one is enough? Minimalism, absolutely sorted. Who needs all those fuel gauges, rev counters, all that stuff? We have got how much fuel you've got, a little picture telling you what gear you're in. It's got a battery charging thing on there, which is quite cool. And the speed, 80. I think they're a bit optimistic. I think they could do like 71, but they put it there for show. Look, we have got sun visors. It's got, oh look, minimalism, but look, a little hint at luxury in 1983. Maybe that was a special edition. The interior light is somehow lashed on the inside here. Oh, look at that, we've got all the, oh, check out the horn. Right, this one has got deluxe quilted interior. Now this actual car has been rebuilt with a galvanized chassis. This is for sale today with no reserve. Now, these go for about £7,000 or £8,000, but I would really like one of these. I'd just like to understand the bonkers engineering. So let's start by looking at the bonkers engine. How do you open the bonnet on one of these, George? Do you reckon this does it? Oh, these featured in the James Bond film once. I'll put a picture on the screen. Imagine owning a James Bond car. It's not just Aston Martins and Land Rover Defenders that get into James Bond stuff. This is right. Oh, what does that do? What is that moving? I don't even know. It feels like it's moving the headlights.
Up and down.
No way.
Yeah.
You still filming?
Yeah.
What? Oh, look, that's headlights, look. You pull that, look. Wow. That is bonkers. Right, where's the bonnet release? Oh, check out the handbrake, George. Handbrake, they didn't put the handbrake on. Look, you pull that out, that's like my old Ford Popular. Oh, this is so minimalist. Right, and where's that? Remote bonnet release. That's anti-minimalist culture. You have to sort of lie on the floor, and there's like this little thing under here. Look, you push that. Right, let's have a look what we got under here. Oh, blimey, it's a bit wobbly. Right, so we have got a 2-cylinder 600 and something cc engine with the 2 cylinders fighting each other. We've got some water cooling. We've got a radiator there. Gosh, is that the exhaust there? Check out that bad boy. Whoa. And then you've got it looks like the heating comes off the exhaust. Excess heat goes into the cabin to give you some heating. We've got a little battery in here. Whoa. See where you've got the 2 cylinders, each has got these air catcher, which is taking the heat off. One for the driver, one for the passenger. Little air filter. Whoa. Tiny little brake cylinder. So I wonder what one of these is like to drive. They must be crazy. This is a full 4-seater. Look, I'm 6 foot tall. There's just about room in there. Plenty of headroom. So check out, you've got a boot there. Now apparently you could fix one of these cars with a screwdriver and a 13mm spanner. One of the design briefs was make sure you don't need a full snap-on toolkit just to fix the thing. So there we go. That sums up our 2CV. Right, what delights have we got in store for you next? Yeah, right, so what price is the 2CV going to go for? I think this has got to be a great value little car. The chassis alone is £1,500 just to buy a galvanised chassis. I reckon we're going to be in around, I reckon if it goes for less than £7,000, someone's got themselves a bargain. Jump from the 2CV in 1983 to this 1994 Range Rover Classic. So the Range Rover Classic, they've milked that. This car been made from 1970 all the way up to this last of the run, 1994. So this one has only got 17,000 miles, but this car's got a bit of a twist. So if you come around the side and take a look, you will see it goes back. We've got one door, we've got 2 doors. This is a limo. So this was built for the Sultan of Brunei back in 1994. It's got the slightly bigger 4.2 litre V8 engine that was only used on the long wheelbases. And this car is a bit of a beast. So this is obviously a stretch limo built for the Prince of Brunei or something. And apparently it cost £135,000 back in the day, which was a chunk of money. We've got this deluxe red interior, leather stitched. And for some reason this car seems to have had its airbag deployed, but there seems to be nothing else gone wrong. Now this car's quite interesting. It was sold at the auction, if I'm not mistaken. George did a bit of googling, and 2 years ago for 31,000, and then it sold at the auction last year for 21,000. So it's come down £10,000. It's got a guide price today of £23,000 to £28,000. What will it sell for? Have a little play along, guess, and we'll see. But we're going to take a look around this thing because it's just a mad time warp vehicle. So obviously this car you were going to be driven in it. So this was just pretty standard up front. This was just for your driver to take you around it. All the fun starts in the back. Come and join us in the back. Come on into my office. Come on into my office. Look at this. This is jam. You can have your bestie here. Look at, they've even got sort of tassel-y theme. This is super lush. We've got interior lighting. I can adjust my seat positions on the upper console. I've got excellent. We have got twin cathode ray tubes. We've got a little TV here. We've got little storage compartments. We've got a radio fascia. We've got a VHS player. We've got some sort of, I don't know, CD multi-changer down here. And another, so you've got twin. We've got a privacy screen that can actually flip up here. So the privacy screen can go up so you can watch whatever you like on your little sort of miniature screen here. Look, it even comes, I think it might be a head, but look, you could put your hat there. Maybe I need to buy this car. But what would you do with this car? The carpets are unbelievable. They're so soft. There's a lot of shag pile going on there. I'm sure this car's seen a lot of shag pile in its day, if you know what I'm saying. Now, apparently, Mike Tyson used to be chauffeured around. I don't know whether he owned the car or was chauffeured around in it. And it was quite a thing. And we were just talking to one of the security guards that may know a few stories or not. We don't know. But this is quite delightful. It's got this massive sunroof. It's quite a thing, but what would you use it for? I think people have bought it thinking it's would be funny, and in some ways it could be good advertising for our business. But I don't know really what we do with it. It'd be like a good vlogging studio, wouldn't it, George, if we got some lights in here? What else would you use it for? Ideas on a postcard? Let us know in the comments. What could you use in this day and age, this car for? What would we do with it? Would we just rip out the cathode ray tubes, or is it a piece of history that should be preserved? It is definitely from a time and a place, isn't it? 1994. We'll put whether it sells and what the price it sells, because the auction's Saturday. I'll try and put this auction up on Saturday night. Let's see what it sells for. Right, what is our next car? P38. So we are going from the Range Rover Classic, the last of the run. Let's jump into the P38. So we have just jumped from the Range Rover Classic last of the run in 1994, and we're getting now into the P38. Now the P38, we're now into 2000, so it's been going for a few years, and this is one of the sort of special editions that they started to bring out in the last couple of years of production. You had the 30th anniversary, the 50th anniversary, you had the Holland+Holland. So this is the Holland+Holland, and this one was one of the most expensive, exclusive of those three. So it's got special hurricane color-coded alloys. We saw some of these at the recent Gaydon show, but let's take a look. So it's in tint and green, a colour exclusively reserved for this Holland+Holland. Now obviously Holland+Holland is synonymous with country pursuits and brr, 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 shooting. So it was obviously designed for the Range Rover owners who like to go out on the hunt, shooting and stuff like that. So let's take a look. So obviously this is quintessentially British. We have got the walnut wood. Now, the ones we saw at the show had a darker wood. Now, I don't know whether that had just aged, but I liked that darker. It had more age to it. It's got this sort of coffee-coloured interior. This is interesting, George. Can you catch the light on this? It's like a fake wood vinyl. Not sure if that works. That was a thing from the time, wasn't it? But there we go. You've got the special two-tone steering wheel exclusive to that. You've got the wood all going across here. You have got the Harman Kardon Sonic Cathedral of Sound, boom, boom, shake the room stereo system. We got the headlining's not sagging, George, looking good. Right, look at that. That is just a wood fest. That is a wood and button fest. You compare that to our Tesla that's got like 2 switches in the whole car. How many have we got here? Like 1, 2, 3. I mean, you must have like 40 switches there. Absolutely awesome. You've got the wooden fascia on the dials inside. So we've got the 4.6 litre V8 petrol engine. There was the final iteration of the V8. Absolute beast of a car. Don't worry about fuel economy. Right, let's take a look. We've got picnic tables in the rear. So this car is looking pretty good, isn't it? There's no signs of rusting around. What's the guide price on this one, George?
17 to 22,000.
17 to 22,000. Now, George picked up his 30th anniversary for a bargain £3,500 at the auction last year. So I think they'll be lucky to sell it. So
£6,500 option.
6,000 pocket change, George. Pocket change back in 2000. I'd have had it twice. So yeah, the option was having the screens. Now look though, we've moved on from CRTs, at least in the Sultan of Brunei's car. So how do these work, George? Oh,
yeah, you just pop it down. It's here.
Oh, it's there. I've gone the wrong way. Look. Oh.
The VHS as well. And
oh look, they've got the fake wood vinyl. That is something I never noticed that before. That I've got to be honest, that doesn't work. The whole. There we go. So it looks like, should it have hinges on here, George?
Yes, it should fold out again.
Oh, it should fold out again. Yes. Has someone, have they been robbed and someone put something back in here that's not quite right?
That's not original.
That's not original.
VHS too, not CD, like the 50th anniversary.
What's VHS?
I believe the middle.
The middle?
Is VHS.
Oh, we got, where was that? Oh, that was obviously to play, and you think they should be, let's have a look, is this one original or not, George? Maybe, so we've got something missing. It's, or no, are these for the catches? Are they the catches to pop it? It might be original, George. I'm not sure, but they're not as deluxe as yours, are they, George? No. George is shaking his head. We've got the interior lights. There we go. We've got a fold-down armrest in the middle. So, whoa, cup holders. This is pretty much top drawer, as good as it got back in 2000. Right, let's have a quick look in the boot. We're at the rear end. Let's have a look. We've got the Holland+Holland badge in. We've got the chrome. The gas struts are working. There are some details on this car where they've got bits missing here, and there's a little bit of rust coming along, the trim sagging a little bit. I don't think they're going to get the 17,000 on this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the car. It's great. It's one of the most collected editions. And George was telling me that there should be some other bit attached here that goes through and forms a carpet through. Just before we go to the L322, there's one car in our year order, because remember we're on a timeline here, that's caught my eye. Is it a convertible? Is it a pickup truck? Is it a sports car? Let's go and have a look. So here we go, a Chevrolet SSR pickup. Bit of a random one, but it's a convertible. It's a pickup. It's got the Corvette engine in it. It's got the V8 engine from a Corvette, so it's kind of like a sports car. It's got some retro styling with these sort of running boards and stuff going on. It's an odd one. I just thought we'd throw it in the video. It's got like these wings. It's got that sort of PT Cruiser retro vibe that was quite sort of popular at the time. It's got a rear spoiler for increased downforce. Check that out. But it's a strange one. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be fun. It's got a massive load capacity. I don't know what you'd... Yeah, guide price. Well done, George. The guide price is 18 to 22,000. What's it going to sell for us? Left-hand drive. It's automatic. An interesting, an oddball one we thought we'd throw in. Let us know your thoughts. Did they get it wrong? I don't think they were massive sellers. So, and I don't think many were imported. I was talking to a guy earlier, actually, over looking at the 2CV, and he said he's got one of these in right-hand drive, one of only 2 UK official imports. There you go. Right, now we are going to go to the L322. Sorry for the quick diversion there. We are in 2009, and this is the final facelift version of the Range Rover L32, the one built on the BMW platform. Actually now becoming a classic in its own right, but this is the special Overfinch / Holland+Holland edition. Now, they planned, so in 2009, we'd just come off the back of the 2008 financial crisis. So the money was sloshing around, but all sort of came to a halt fairly quickly. They planned to make 100 of these, but they only made a handful. Okay, so let's take a look. So it's got the 5-litre supercharged V8 engine. It's got the special Overfinch alloys. So this is interesting because it's sort of a combination between Overfinch and Holland+Holland. So it's got all the wood. So all these wood veneered interior bits here. You got the top of the range Harman Kardon stereo. You have got the full dash screen. Notice the low battery police start engine. That's kind of reminds me of our new Defender. Anyway, if you've watched our channel, you'll know about that. So you've got the upgraded steering wheel. You've got the really detailed sort of fine Holland+Holland. Can you see that on the camera, George? That's hard to see. You've got they've just gone wood, everything. They've even got some marquetry. If you look at the edges here, they've put little bits of marquetry inlay into the side here. Followed it all through there. Absolutely awesome craftsmanship's gone into this car. So this car is for sale with a guide price of £35,000 plus. I think that's probably a big ask at the moment, although L322s are very popular at the moment. Let's take a look at you've got the Holland+Holland embroidered in the interior, the two-tone. But perhaps I'll jump in the back, you film from the front, George, and let's have a look at the center console. That's something special. A few extra touches here. You've got the Holland+Holland illuminated sill plates. You've got the by Overfinch sill plates here. You've got the Overfinch badge here. So you've got everything coming through. You've got the Holland+Holland here. But jump in the front and look rearwards, George. Oh, so check this out. This, you know you are in a special place when you get into this. Look, we have got a fridge here. Again, we've got marquetry all around the edge here. We've got some audio equipment. We've got pop-out cup holders. We've got some cigarette lighters, headphone sockets. We've got screens in the back of the seats. We've got individual aircon controllers. We've got another what looks like a sort of storage bucket fridge. I think you're supposed to have some champagne glasses in this back bit here. Again, you've got all the, oh, there we go. Look at that. I mean, a really special place to be. And really absolutely loads of room for 2 people in the back. This is really, and this is before SV were really doing a lot of stuff. So this is before an SV autobiography. And I think a lot of ideas from this center console were taken into the SV autobiography we saw on Craig's SV autobiography. Right, this side trim here looks a little bit wonky. Look, on here. So there is some bits need doing on this car. We'll take a look in the back and I'll show you a couple of extra bits. I don't think the chrome mirror covers and chrome door handles are original. I think they may have been from products we used to supply. And interestingly, I spotted this detail. This chrome trim here, which we also sold, you're supposed to remove the original chrome trim, not stick it on top of the existing one. So he's sort of gone doubled up on his chrome trim at the back here, which is a bit odd. So there's some details on here that need looking at. The overfinch spoiler, that was an overfinch item that they added. The headlining here is coming down a little bit here. Now, they didn't have the teak floor, so they did the special edition, the Ultimate, thank you George, the Burgundy Ultimate Edition, and that had the teak floor. So overfinch weren't quite as flash as the Land Rover SV guys in terms of the rear boot floor. That teak floor was super. So there we go. That is going to go. So play along at home. So the guide price of £35,000 plus, I think is a little bit optimistic. What's the mileage on this one? Let's just take a check. So it's 66,000 miles. So again, but that's still a lot of money. We've got the overfinch rear body kit. I'm going to guess that this isn't really worth that much in this climate at the moment, but we will see. Right, that is the end of our planned video. But come in here, we've come out for a bit of a day out. We've got Ben, who does all our photography. You can look at him, George, it's okay. We've got Ben and Destiny have come with us, and we are going to do some pics. So this is like a bonus extra feature. So let's go and have a look. Right, Destiny, what's your pick of the day? The Spitfire. We'll put both mics on. We'll see if we can get that mic working. And let's go and have a look at this Triumph Spitfire and why is it so cool. So here we have it. This is a Triumph Spitfire. Why is this taking your fancy, Destiny?
Purely aesthetics.
Aesthetics, the blue colour, but
beautiful.
It's not just about Destiny knows her stuff. So this is a works replica. So we've just read the blurb. So the Triumph Spitfire had some interesting rear suspension. I had one once. I got stopped by 3 police cars on the M6 driving to Manchester to visit my girlfriend. And I got 3 points for having rusty wheel arches. But it won't be a problem for this car, as we will see as we look through. So this is a right-hand drive works replica. Now, apparently in the Monte Carlo Rally, the Spitfire did quite well, and it was painted this powder blue. So someone's tried to recreate it. And I'm guessing, and I am guessing, these little louvers, have we got a little louver on that side,
yep.
Destiny? These little louvers, this forced ram air intake feature this, and I think some of this bonnet style with these Perspex aerodynamic headlight covers, and maybe this is a sort of toe thing. Right, let's have a look. So this car comes with a load of spares. What have we got, Destiny? Is that fiberglass?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got all sorts of bonnets, hard tops, all in powder blue. It was like the guy didn't know how he wanted it. Oh, maybe he changed his mind. And we've got 4 sets of wheels. We've got wire wheels, hub adapters, racing wheels, all balanced. We've got another hard top. We've got absolutely chug loads of stuff. We've got a roll cage. Safety first. We can do some rallying. Right, let's lift the bonnet and have a look. So this is an unfinished project, but wait until you see this. Right, put the bonnet stay up. We don't want to damage anything. Right, so obviously this is fairly standard Triumph Spitfire stuff. The bonnet flips up. But look at this chassis. Look how well this has been restored. Absolute gem. And check out the fiberglass bonnet here. We've got some fiberglass bonnet. So this is made by a company called T6 or something that do fiberglass, and the whole shell is fiberglass. I've filled up on the inside. So this car has got to be super duper light. Wait, right, it doesn't look like the engine's ever been started, look, because this is the fuel supply here, look, and it comes across. So we've got no fuel connected, we've got no brake connected, the clutch, but look, everything is absolutely mint. Everything is new. There are some wires there, they'll go somewhere. But someone spent all the time and money, haven't they, Destiny?
Yeah.
Destiny's in love.
They haven't even had a go in it.
Hasn't even had a go in it?
What a
yeah.
shame.
I mean, this would be a good buy. So what's the guide price, Destiny, on this one?
13 to 15?
It's £15,000. But someone's obviously spent all the money on this. So we've got no brakes. These, I was trying to work out what these are here. I remember fitting a Spitfire. Do you remember the best thing about fitting when you're working on a Spitfire, right? Is you can do this.
Just stand in it.
No, it's even better. Look, you could just sit here like this and you could twiddle away all day long. It was absolutely, It was absolutely brilliant. It was like a seat made for you, and you could adjust your carbs and do everything. Design genius this was. Right, let's just have a little check in the boot and see. Oh, we've got a new battery on there. Oh, it is nice. So yeah, the heater matrix. So there should be some cooling pipes from the engine going to the heater. It might not even have a heater matrix. Right, let's have a look in the back. In the boot, notice the fiberglass. So it's a fiberglass with a metal frame. It's absolutely quality. It's absolutely awesome. We've got the work style spotlight like they had on the back of the Cooper S's. It's the twin exhaust. And it's got a really cool number plate. Look, it's got this number plate, ADU 7A. Now, the Works rally car was apparently ADU 7B or 8A or something. What was it?
7B.
7B. I mean, this is absolutely, you could take this to any classic car rally and it'd be welcome. Check those slicks out. Even those tyres have got to be worth, they've got to be worth 800 quid, just those tyres. Right, good pick, Destiny. Right, Ben, what's Ben's pick? Ben's pick is this 1966 13-window VW camper van. And it is quite cute. It's left-hand drive. Some people like the steering wheel on that side, apparently. Not our thing. Right, its paintwork's really nice. It's absolutely mint, actually. It's got some trick Porsche wheels on it, which gives it away a bit as being a bit naughty. Now, we've arrived today in the Volkswagen ID Buzz. Ben likes his whole Volkswagen
This is the
thing.
predecessor to
This
the,
is
to
the
Buzz.
cultural... It
Yeah.
is. Cool, right. So, and if we have a look in the back, we'll have a look in the inside as we go around. It's got some El Monte Wolverton, whatever that is all about. It's got some tricky, I love the smell of this one, Ben.
2.1.
2.1 litre Porsche derived, we're guessing.
Yeah.
Porsche derived engine, flat 4, is it? In
Yes.
these? God, look at that. It's got some tricky timing chain and looks like electronic ignition and all sorts of stuff. It is absolutely mint though. Look inside there. It's all, there we go. Right then. Let's open up the doors, Ben. Let's check out inside. There we go. How do we got? We got a little release on here. I love all the door handles. Right, has it got a door stay? It's got some door stays. We've got a wooden floor. Oh, this is. It's actually remarkably spacious. Come on in, Ben. They are like a time warp, aren't they? The space inside these is absolutely mad. There's Destiny, join us as well. Look, there's room for 4, and you've got 2 seats up front. This is really nice.
Plenty of room in here.
Plenty of room in here, and we've got I guess there's a double bed there. We've got a hamper in the back. Yeah, I like this. This is a classic. Right, guide price on this. Let's play guess the money. What was it? 33.
31 to 38, something
31 to 38. I reckon this will go for all the money, Ben. I reckon this is going to go for 38. You can't lose money. They're so popular. They're so iconic. All the pop stars and cool people drive. I was more Austin and Morris growing up. Ben was always more VW. Oh, you had a Mini though, didn't you?
I did have a Mini.
You did have a Mini back in the day. Right, that wraps up our video. We'll do a few silly TikToks and put those on TikTok. But that's our morning out at Historics Car Auctions. Thanks to Matthew for inviting us. Matthew, pretty. If you've got a classic you want to sell or you're interested in buying classics, keep an eye on the Historics Auctions website. And we will see you next time.